If your summer decor is feeling a little blah, it's time to turn up the heat. Literally. Hey everybody, it's Whitney with Girl Friday Crafts, and I'm going to show you how I gave a tired, lazy Susan a summer makeover using the hot off the grill transfer from Couture. It's a perfect summer crafting project if you love repurposing and some bold barbecue vibes. So let's get started. I took this thrifted lazy Susan and started out by painting it black. It took 2 coats of black paint to completely cover it and be able to not really see the design underneath. If I had sanded that design off or maybe used a primer, it might have moved a little faster and taken a little bit less black paint. I did paint the sides and the bottom just so that the whole thing was painted black. Next, I used the Couture surface wax because I wasn't going to give this 24 hours to completely dry and cure before I chalked the design on it. And so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to get any of that black paint lifted up when I pulled off the transfer. So I put a layer of surface wax on really well and then buffed that off before putting down my transfer. Because this was a new transfer, I also fuzzed it super well, especially because I was using that painted surface without really giving that paint a whole lot of time to dry. And then I positioned the transfer on the Lazy Susan kind of how I wanted it. It has a little bit of a gap at the top and the bottom. I used Disco, which is a kind of metallic silver, for the legs and the feet of the grill, and then used Cherry Red for the, or no, I'm sorry, that's actually Candy Apple. Now that I should double check. Yes, that's actually Candy Apple. I used Candy Apple for the grill and the grill lid. I used the paste and peel method on this one. Painted a little piece, peeled up the transfer, and let it drop back down. As I went further along, I got a little brave and did a couple of pieces before I lifted the transfer up. The fact that I had the surface wax on there really made that work out well. I'm not sure how well that would have worked if I hadn't had the wax on there because some of that paste was starting to dry as I moved along and pasted other pieces. you'll see that as I got down to the bottom, I got a little brave and did a little more all at once. Just going over really well, making sure I'm covering all of that negative space. Um, Pieces of the grill do go off the sides, but that took the whole design from one edge to the other, even though I had a gap at the top and the bottom. I think it turned out really cute in the end. I'm going to seal this with a clear spray paint or Rust-Oleum, which will enable it to be resistant to water. You will not be able to put this in the dishwasher. Even with that Rust-Oleum on there, it'll just need to be spot cleaned. Anything you would want to be able to put in the dishwasher, actually wash with soap and water, would need to be done with ink and then heat set in with products like this. You can heat set them in the oven for just a few minutes, and that will make it dishwasher safe, but you still would want to seal it, and you would want to use it with a food safe sealant. Um, this will be something I put in my vendor space. So when I do that, I'll need to add a sticker to it that says that you can't put it in the dishwasher. And the products used to seal it are not food safe, so you wouldn't want to put food directly on it. My thinking is it could be used for condiments in the middle of a barbecue table. I think that would be really cute. And there's our final product.
There, and it's a nice bigger stamp. It's about an inch across. So